Dolphins fans, we got a little bit of clarity today, as I'm sure you saw the news. Our boy, tight end Mike Gesicki, got the team's franchise tag. So, with that, a couple of different things that means, but first and foremost, money wise, so that tag comes in basically at like $10.9 million. So, he's going to get a little bit of a payday here. We'll see how it plays out. But for those that want to learn a little bit more about what the franchise tag means, what it means for the team, what it means for Gesicki, here's a couple of different scenarios of how things can play out now. Option one, Mike Gesicki can play under the franchise tag in 2022, and the team can revisit the contract next offseason, which essentially means this is you're on a 1-year deal, you're at $10.9 million. We see how things shake out with Mike McDaniel. What's your role going to be? How much are you asked to block? Are you able to stay on the field enough? Basically a trial period. We're gonna get to see how exactly he fits, how he excels, if there may be a better option. That kind of clarity can come out from that option. Honestly, that's kind of what I want going into free agency with Gesicki. The ideal way, in my opinion, was franchise him. Do option one here. Let's see how he fits. See how important he can be. What kind of numbers does he put up? How much is he asked to block? So we can get a little bit more clarity as this plays out. But I'm going to go into option two here because what the franchise tag allows you to also do is you now have an extended period to re-sign that player without having to worry about other teams coming in and also putting out offers to him. So the deadline is basically from now until July 15th. The team can try to negotiate a long-term deal with him. If July 15th passes, there's no long-term deal in play. Gesicki plays it out, the 1 year, $10.9 million. And obviously, contrary to that, if they come up to a long-term deal, don't have to worry about the franchise tag anymore. You got your tight end hooked up to a long-term deal here. And then option three, signing him to the franchise tag allows you a greater window now to make a trade. So you couldn't get something done beforehand during last season if they were even exploring that option. But now you have that ability. It's him on your roster at that price point, and if you can find a suitor who would want to take on his contract, but going to the next level with that, in order to find a trade, you're essentially going to have to find a team that's willing to match what you want in compensation, but then also work out a long-term deal with Gesicki because they likely don't want him playing on a 1 year, $10.9 million contract if you're also giving up incentives. So it's a little bit layered. A lot of people think, oh, they franchise tagged him. Now you can go ahead and trade him. You have a longer period. Not that easy. A lot of dominoes have to fall for that. But what's the fallout from Gesicki getting the franchise tag? As you can see, that also means Emmanuel Ogbah doesn't get the franchise tag. And that was kind of to be expected. A lot of reports that were coming out and saying Ogbah's going to be able to test free agency. Miami wants to re-sign him, but the tag probably isn't an option. So that remains on the table. So now that we have some clarity, it's Gesicki with the franchise tag. Emmanuel Ogbah hits free agency. Miami wants to work out the long-term deal. Hopefully they can do that. But then you also got a guy like Nick Needham. You got a couple other in-house free agents that are going to be interesting to monitor, interesting to watch. How do things play out? But we got our biggest piece of clarity so far. We all wanted to know what was going to happen with Mike Gesicki. And you have your answer. Mike Gesicki was tagged. So that's all I've got for right now. I'm sure we'll be back with more information with Mike Gesicki as the off season goes on as well. But for my time, take it easy, Dolphins fans.